I'm Brent Weaver. Welcome to How to Sell Websites: The Process. Over the duration of this course, I'm going to teach you the process that I used to sell millions of dollars worth of website services. In this module, we're going to cover common problems and issues that web designers face when selling their solutions to their clients. Then I'm going to talk to you about why I developed a specific process and how I started selling the way I did. And the third part of this module is introducing you to the interaction model. And this model is the step-by-step process that's going to help you sell more website services for higher dollars and a better close rate. The natural sales tendency for web designers is they get a prospect, somebody calls you for business, or you get introduced to a possible client. And immediately there's a sense of urgency created. Your client puts pressure on you to try to deliver a proposal as soon as possible. And this is challenging because a lot of web designers always complain about not being able to charge enough for their projects. And this sense of urgency and the limited amount of time that you create for yourself to prepare a proposal and present a solution to a client oftentimes is the leading factor in your inability to actually charge what you're worth. Oftentimes clients come at you with specific features and functionality that they think that they need in their project. Now, this might only be their very first or second website that they've ever built in their life, and they're looking to you as an expert. However, they'll come at you with these features and functions and request that you give them a proposal or estimate, and then you end up having to compete with other designers on price because you provided them with this straight price quote based on their stated need. Then you send your quote by email. You send a quote or proposal that you've drafted after that first conversation with them, and then from there, you move into this endless follow-up cycle or endless chase. And this process is emotionally draining. It's very hard to keep in touch with people and to actually get your projects to move across the finish line and move them from a proposal or a prospective project into a real paid client. So why do we do this? It's very difficult to imagine that we would put ourselves through this type of routine time and time again. Typically, our reaction is to satisfy people's needs. Somebody comes to us with a need or an issue, and we want to satisfy that need versus driving that person through a tried and true process that's going to end more beneficial for you and more beneficial for your client. But the net result of this process, of having a single interaction with a customer and emailing them a proposal or a quote for your project is emotionally draining, it's physically draining, it turns into a large waste of time. Typically your close ratio, how many deals you're actually winning versus how many you're proposing, is going to be really low, like 10% or less. When you only have one single interaction with a prospective client and you email over a proposal, price is always going to be the number one consideration. They're going to be looking at your proposal compared to 5 or 10 or 30 other web design companies that have looked at the same exact feature set and had one interaction and delivered a proposal, and they're going to be comparing all of them with price. Now, maybe a little bit of intuition, but in general, every single project that you propose is going to be driven down to the lowest price possible. And your prospect is not going to value your service. They're going to constantly be pressuring you on price and how much time you're spending in order to produce the work that you're trying to produce. This is going to affect your actual communications in your project and where the respect level is at for the duration of them being a client of your business. You're going to waste a lot of time on these types of prospective clients where they call you and you don't have a process and you spend an hour or 2 hours with them on the very first interaction you have with them. These types of clients are time wasters, and they're going to drain your energy and they're going to drain your information without ever actually intending to move into a paid project. And finally, you're going to get bad deals. You're going to end up signing on clients that are a bad fit for your company because you didn't spend enough time qualifying them and all you did was reactively respond to their needs and their problems. And because you weren't able to build value, you're not going to get paid what you're worth. So somewhere along the project, you're going to end up regretting taking on this business in the first place.